Hello and welcome to the Nonsense Gaming Podcast, the podcast where we chill and talk about gaming and nerd culture from the casual's perspective. We're happy to have you here as we explore our topic for today, esports.
Woo!
Tonight we have another returning guest. Please welcome Graeme.
Salutations.
And as always, we've got our host, I'm Kitty.
I'm Uni.
And I'm Roxy. Let me give you a rundown of what we have in store tonight. We will begin our discussion with a recap of the League of Legends Worlds. Then we will hop into an entrancing game of Cast Blast. Ooh, I love the name, guys. That's good. After we will take a deep dive into the world of esports. Finally, we will close out the night by ranking the most popular esports.
Now, before we just jump right into our current event segment for today, let's take a moment, say hi to Graeme. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. I'm super stoked to be back on the cast here, and it's something that I'm looking forward to talking about esports today.
It's great to have you back.
Ooh, yes,
Thanks.
So, Graeme, why don't you take us into our rundown of Worlds that just happened?
Sweet. So League of Legends Worlds, super big event, and surprisingly, even though we had this little pandemic happening, I'm sure maybe you've heard of it or something like that. Regardless, we still were able to put on Worlds, and we still got teams from all over the world together and safely conglomerated in China, I believe it was this year. And played all their games and had 0 cases, which A+ to Riot for their management throughout that. But it was super exciting. We got to see China showing really what they've got in the world here, with one of their lower seeds kind of going all the way, and then we got to see our classic Korean powerhouses taking it out. And we got to also see some really strong showings from Europe this year, which was always nice to get kind of a bit of that Western team, joint feeling together into the finals and the quarterfinals there.
Can we talk about how crazy the broadcast stage was this year? You couldn't tell what was a green screen and what was actually there.
Oh yeah.
It looks so cool this year. I was like, this is where it's at.
Yeah, absolutely. It was super fascinating. And I think it was G2 first who had won Celebration, where it looked like they were going to be throwing someone into a pool of water on there. But I mean, you think about that and you imagine what they see, and they just see a green fluorescent floor that they've got in front of it there, and they're like, hey guys, this will be funny no matter what they're showing on there, so let's do it.
No matter what.
But yeah, it was a fantastic set that they had on there.
Yeah. It was honestly A1.
I didn't see it, so but
It was steak sauce.
yes.
A1.
It was
Oh,
Man.
You got
Timely How I Met Your Mother reference there.
But you gotta hand it to those announcers, because I don't even know how they do their jobs. It's
Oh, I don't, yeah. It's insane.
true.
I feel like whenever I watch
Oh, no.
League, I always see the team fight, and then I'm just like, right? Okay. Even when I'm playing, it's just cool, this is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't even tell, is that an Aatrox or, Zap? Honestly, everything looks the same in the middle of a team fight. It's
Oh,
bad.
especially all the skins that you've got, right? They alter
Yeah.
things so much from what you're used to, and it just is okay, hold up. What am I taking a look at here?
It's always so fun, and they get so enthusiastic when somebody flashes. It's
Yeah, yeah. I love the hype casters. That's my favorite.
Those are the
it's
best.
It's screaming. You're like, yes! You feel the blood pumping. Yeah.
Well, and I have mad respect for the casters that fill the space between team fights. Because
True, yeah.
I find a team fight, there's action everywhere. You may miss a couple things here and there, and some the fine things that you may only see in replays and stuff. But there's always stuff to talk about. when it's like the 15 minutes at the beginning of the game and people are just like farming it out in lane and nothing really exciting is happening, being able to just like fill that space with anecdotes or like analysis of the players or the teams and stuff like that, that's what really amazes me when it comes to any kind of caster in a game.
Yeah, you can definitely tell who's done their homework.
Yeah.
Who's got the big sheet in front of them and just like, okay, great.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Well, that translates super well into our game for tonight. Roxy, why don't you take us through that?
All right, so basically, what's going to be going on here is we're going to be watching 30-second League of Legends clips, around 30 seconds, give or take 15, and trying to shoutcast what is going on during them, like trying our hands. I've seen all the clips because I chose them, but the rest of the guys, I've not seen them. So this is going to be completely cold for them. Mostly for me too. Like I only watched it through once, so it's gonna be bad. But I'm excited to see this.
We're gonna get mad respect for everyone who does this professionally.
Yeah, we're gonna realize. Yeah.
I was gonna say, if I already respect them, does that mean I don't have to do it? Like, is the
No. I don't mean to say I didn't respect them, but like it's just an even higher level.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Actually doing it
no.
is another level.
I'm terrified actually. Because like when I watched through these clips, so I was choosing them, I was like, I can't even tell what champs those are at a glance. So it's gonna be bad.
Oh my.
Love the setup. Why don't you go first, Roxy?
Oh
Yeah,
wait,
I agree.
actually, I forgot. There's like another aspect to the game that
okay.
may or may not actually work out how I'm thinking in my head. But basically, after someone shoutcasts what's going on, the other people have to guess what was actually going on. Because, okay, some of these clips aren't... Okay, some of these clips are iconic, some of them aren't. So, some of them I think people will be able to kind of guess what's going on based on, like, sort of the hints. But, I don't know. We'll roll into it,
see.
and we'll
Okay.
see what happens. I don't want to go first, though.
Nah, you should go
You should
first.
go first.
I want to go first.
Show us how it's done. You know?
All right,
believe in you.
I'll go
You got
first.
this, Roxy.
I feel like I'm being like on the diving board at the top, and then it's like your friends are all like, "Go,
Yeah.
you go first."
Take the plunge.
Yeah.
Come on.
And then I like belly flop, and it hurts.
I'm a belly
Alright.
flopped yet.
I'm like, I gotta. Okay. Okay. So, all right, let's give it a whirl. All right, so we're opening up with Faker. He's attacking the minions by the tower. Oh no, what is that? Is that another Zed? Is this a Zed v Zed? I don't think that's possible. Oh my gosh, it is a Zed v Zed. And then oh my gosh, it's Faker, so he outplays the Zed. Oh my gosh, he has like no health. Oh, and then they show like a nice pan of Faker's face. Now there's a team fight breaking out. Oh no, there's big traps, big viney traps. And then Fiddlesticks is not gonna ult. He's going back to base. SKT running around. They're infiltrating the enemy base. KT, they don't know if they can hold on much longer. Oh no, looks like the tower's gonna take down this guy. And there goes the inhibitor.
Nice. Well done.
I like the a lot of oh no's.
There were two Zeds. It was actually pretty insane.
Okay.
I know exactly what
Oh.
clip this is.
Oh no.
Oh, what?
I know exactly what this is. This is SKT versus KT in Game 5 of whatever qualifier. I want to say that it was the final for 2013-ish.
Oh my god, you know
Oh
your
my
I
esports.
do, yeah. And this is where it like is with you saying how iconic these things are. I believe that the line that is said during this duel is, look at the cleanse, look at the moves, because Faker has no business winning that 1v1 against Ryu, but he does it. And the reason that I know it's Game 5 is Korea actually has like a cool, or had anyway at the time, a cool system that in any best of 5, games 1 through 4 were regular draft pick. Like, you could only take your stuff, you have your bans, what have you. But if it got to game 5, it was actually blind pick. And so
that's why there's
there
two
were,
Zeds.
Yeah, so there were no
I was so
bans.
confused.
Yeah, there were no bans, and you could pick whatever you wanted. And because it wasn't a draft pick, you could pick the same thing as the other team did on there. So yeah, there's a Zed versus Zed duel on there.
It's crazy. Like, it actually is.
Yeah. And like Ryu, all props to Ryu on here, who's the other Zed in the clip. He plays everything as right as he can. Like, waiting to use his death mark until Faker's used his, and like everything. He plays it so well, but Faker's just on another level, and has this QSS to get rid of the death mark, which doesn't work anymore. But yeah,
It's
I know
crazy
exactly
that
what this clip is.
it's from 2013, and Faker's still, like, prominent in the scene.
Top
And
tier,
it's-
yeah.
And
That's
the
crazy.
fact that you
Yeah.
got the game and everything.
Yeah, I don't know how you did that. That's
For
crazy.
listener reference,
What I
nobody's
said, that
got
was so
any reference of what game it
Yeah.
is. It's insane.
Look at the clans.
Like, what?
If you want to watch the clip, if you look at the clans, look at the moves. Faker, what was that? You will hear it, and it's Monte Cristo and Doa doing the casting as well, which they're a fantastic crew.
Wow, I didn't realize that, like, I mean, I knew you knew about esports.
Yeah.
But this is next level.
This is next level. What is happening? All I got from that was there's two Zeds. Oh, the inhib's gone.
See, in my mind, I was picturing it like they're in the middle of the lane, and then you said, "Oh, the inhib." I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
wait,
Then he said
this
the
is
inhib, and I was so confused. I was like, what?
Faker's pushing the mid lane inhibitor turret when that duel starts, and then the rest of SKT is pressuring the bot lane.
That is precisely what's happening.
Oh my goodness.
I did not communicate that, though. Wait, is that another set?
Yeah, is that another Zed? I was like,
I was
what?
really bamboozled by that, to be honest.
Yeah. Welcome to esports, baby.
okay." Well, now I have to go before Graeme because you've just set the bar too high.
I think Graeme has to be
the bar
last.
should be way too
Graeme
high.
has to be, Graeme has to be last. This is
Sorry.
this ain't it.
So I'll go over here. Mine's a 15-second clip, so we're gonna see if I can actually identify the characters before we go in here.
I should have tried to do that, so I wouldn't have been as bamboozled.
Okay, all right, here we go. Okay, so we got Team TL, we got Rek'Sai over, and on the Baron pit we have a bunch of people over there, and then, whoa, what's this? The Graves is on the side, he's taking down a ward. He's hopping over. Oh, but that Victor is over there. He's gonna block him. No, he flashes in and takes the Baron.
The crowd goes wild.
Wait, that was intense.
Yeah.
I think I know this one because I chose them, so I don't know if I can guess.
I got no clue because I don't watch esports, but let's see. I heard Victor jump over. Too many things. I got no clue. No clue.
So I don't know anywhere near as much about this clip as I do the other one. But it sounds like they're in the middle of taking Baron. And presumably the team with Graves has just lost a team fight and is down and in a bad position for this. But somehow Graves is able to get into the pit, steal the Baron, and flash out.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what happened.
Is this the one with Meteos?
It's TL versus C9. Is that?
I mean,
Depending on the year, it could be Meteos, yeah.
yeah, I think so. I think there was a Baron steal featuring Meteos, so. In one of the clips. Hopefully that's
There
the
you
clip,
go.
or else I just spoiled something.
Beauty.
Oh man. Okay, you go.
Alright, I can't tell what these teams are, not gonna lie. I'm looking at the team names and I don't know who they are.
Some of the clips are really blurry. So
Yeah, this is very blurry. But it's
some of
fine.
the clips
It's-
aren't professional either. Like,
it's
it's
also-
a real mess.
I'm looking on, like, someone's dead screen, so it's all in gray. But
this is just my pet clip. Like, this is just my personal favorite clip.
Oh, okay.
It's not been professional.
I think I know this one.
I'm not
Just
gonna know
what
the
you said
people,
earlier.
but I'll
Yeah.
try my best. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
go for it.
So I think this is about 30 seconds. Is this until 3:44? I didn't actually look. Let me check real quick so I don't watch too long. 3:44. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. Oh, Thresh hits the hook. Oh, and Ezreal on Stixay. He cleanses. Oh, now he's away. He's away. I don't know what's happening. There's spiders. Thresh ult. Oh, this guy's still alive. And then it goes, this is a mess. Why did it go back to Bard in the base? Thresh misses the hook. 6-8 hits his Q. He hits his Q. Wait, is this a... Oh, 1v4? Oh, 1v5? And then it goes back to the Bard. Goes back to the Bard. I'm watching the clip and it goes back to the Bard who goes back alive. And then I'm like, wait, where did the scene go? But yes, that is what happened. I could not see the champs or who else other than the one guy's name.
Yep.
So that is what we got.
Okay, so Thresh hit a hook. I got that. Somebody cleansed.
Yes. This is true.
Yep. And then Bard came back.
Yes, that's where.
Yes.
That's where the Bard came back alive.
Yep,
Which is who I was watching, who was not in the fight. But yes,
And then it was a 1v4 and then a 1v5.
I think so. I missed a lot, but I'm pretty sure Roxanne knows what's happening. Does Graeme know what happened?
Absolutely. Once again, at another outstanding, iconic clip that you've got on here. This is actually a clip from Afromoo's stream.
Yeah, it is.
That he
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, so Afro's dead. He's playing Bard as the support on here. But this is right when Stixay first joined CLG, and Doublelift had just left to go to TSM on here. And so they're checking out this fight, and it was clipped as a highlight reel because Stixay is able to go in. I think he's got one other person with him when the fight starts on there.
Yeah, I think so.
But they're basically fighting a 2v5 on this. maybe 2v4 if someone's already dead. But Stixay does absolute work dancing around all the different skill shots that are trying to come at him. And then partway through the fight, looks like he's missing his ult because he shoots it off in a random direction. But then it ends up sniping the final low health member of the enemy team that wasn't in the fight anymore. And like, I'm willing to double or nothing that it was a Cassidon that he sniped out of the fight.
I actually don't know.
But it's a beautiful display of skill, and it was a great little like highlight reel of, hey, we just got rid of a superstar 80 carry in Doublelift, but like our next guy that we've got is just as good on here.
Yeah, this
Also,
is
it was very
when I
much
started-
Cassidon.
Really?
Yeah, I checked.
God.
It's Cassidon.
Yeah, it was again like one of those clips that'll show up on every 80 carry montage that you've got at the time because of just how remarkable it was.
This
It
is
was
when I
actually quite
started
good.
following like CLG because I saw this clip with Stixay, and I just had the biggest crush on Stixay after this. I just was like such a
you go.
fanboy of the CLG for a while, but then I went back to
Nice.
Cloud9. But you know, it was an era.
Oh my goodness.
Beauty. Well, I guess
what
that leaves
yeah.
it with me on here.
Yeah.
So for my first little clip that we've got, we're looking at a bot lane skirmish here. All right, so we got Lee Sin's into gank for AHQ down here. Oh, Lucian dives out of the way. Thresh hooks Blitz under the turret. Gets away. Fortunate. All right. The flash in by Imp to get the kill. Now he's in 1v2, trapped in the lane. Oh, gets the double and the Thresh Lantern out. Oh, wow. What a way to turn around a gank into a double kill.
I mean, I got exactly as you described.
I
could
heard
totally
Lee
see
Sin
that.
ganking, and then Lucian dodged or something, and then Thresh hit the hook on Blitz under the tower and gets away.
Yeah.
I heard Thresh Lantern away. That's
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I got no
Fantastic.
clue what this is from, obviously, but
That was clean.
that is good.
Pretty
Yeah.
clean.
This is from 2014 Worlds, and the Lucian and Thresh in here are Imp and Mata, who were like very much viewed as the most dominant bot lane that you have on here, and I believe Samsung White ended up actually going into Win Worlds that year. They went. They had a really good standing in the group stage. I think that they went 5-1. And that Samsung Blue was the one that went 6-0. But it may have been Samsung White that went that way. But yeah, fantastic clip.
We like those, yes.
Me too.
All right.
Oh no.
I guess we're gonna start the second round, which is gonna be a bit more intense. These are bigger, sort of like team
Oh,
fights.
God.
And they're kind of like they're a bit of a mess, to be fair.
All right.
So, all right, I'll start off on my.
There we go.
Should make sure I have the right one. Okay, let's go. All right, it's a C9 versus TSM. It's a middle lane fight. All right, we're seeing Biofrost go down. Oh no, Smoothie's taken low. Oh no, he's dead. Double lift, getting the kill. And then you see... Oh, it's Gnar. Impact. The wall comes up, blocking the entire team TSM. Team TSM. And then... Oh wait. What's this? Meteos jumps in, and then a crazy ult by Double Lift to turn around the fight. There's just too much going on.
I got no clue what goes on.
So much. The fight turned around like 10 times.
Yeah.
There's like reses and walls, and I don't even know.
For some
I got
reason, I
Meteos
thought like
jumped
that
in.
Nar was creating a wall. Like you can't do that.
It's because Gnar and the wall happened at the same time. And it
Who made the wall?
I don't know.
Oh!
Yes, definitely Talia. I just forgot the name of the chick.
I was so confused. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Wall? And then I heard Meteos goes in, and that was it. I was like, what?
So once again, I think I know this clip.
Oh,
way. No
Yeah,
way.
it's a beautiful clip. Well, because like TSM versus C9 is always such an iconic rivalry, right? And I mean, myself, I'm a TSM fan, and one of my buddies is a really big C9 fan. So like any time that they clash, it's something that we're watching it, of course.
Yeah.
This I want to say is from the like LCS finals or semis on there. And it's like partway through the series, and it really looks like Cloud9's in a dominant position. They probably could like take the first 2 or 3 kills that they get off of this and then go for the Baron. But they try and push forward for the ace, and I'm going to guess Bjergsen was on Zillion and Double Lift is on Lucian on here. And between the two of them, they are able to turn the fight around and actually get it as a positive for TSM after being wrecked so hard off of a bad engage.
Yep. One correction though. Bjergsen was actually on Vladimir.
There it is. Yeah. Thank you.
You
Yeah.
can update the knowledge base.
Slipping. I'm slipping. Yeah.
Oh no.
no.
The crazy thing is, I just realized that I saw this clip live. Like I was
Right?
there in
Yeah.
for the Toronto one, but I didn't recognize it.
There you go. Yeah. No, I
Oh, man.
definitely watched this, and even through the laughter of oh my god, there's so many things going on. It was still a memorable clip.
There's a lot.
Oh no.
Like if I learned anything, this is not the career path for me. Oh wow, praise showcasters.
It's good to know. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's true.
Okay, all right. So I also have a teammate set the mid lane-ish kind of thing we're coming up on. I don't know. I see a bunch of people in the lower half of the bot side river going up to mid lane. So we're going up, and we'll see how this we'll see how this plays out. So it's CWA versus old OG. Okay. So we got CWA packed up. They got they're being pinched on in the bot half jungle. Alistar is getting really banged up over there by Maokai over there. Oh, everybody's on top of one another. Corgi's going in. Oh god, CWA is really getting it. But we have Gragas and he's got a big ult coming in and everybody's just on top of him. And nope, that's just not happening for anybody. So now all of CWA is gone.
I like the Alistar's getting real banged up over here by Maokai.
I mean, it's accurate, right?
It's accurate. I love it.
And now their entire team is gone.
And now their entire team is gone. That was the best.
Just wiped.
You know, Roxy, I think I'm gonna join you. I can't be a caster. Bye-bye.
It's so
Their entire
hard.
team is gone. It's so hard.
It's actually, there's so many things happening. Like,
How do you think they practice? Do you think they just, like, in their bedrooms, like, late at night?
Oh,
Or,
yeah, absolutely.
shoutcasting?
100%. Yeah. We're like practicing casting and stuff like that, even if it's something you're not being recorded on, but like looking in the mirror and hearing yourself cast and stuff like that. Absolutely a key part in performing that well that they have.
Insane.
Yeah, because even at more local tournaments, like for Smash Bros, for example, often, like, there'll be, like, these bootleg streams of, like, someone's, like, Smash Bros, like, weekly event, right? And people will be, shoutcasting them.
Oh, yeah.
And they're actually not that bad. Like, obviously, they're not at the pro level, but they're doing way better than I am. So I have an appreciation for even that at this point.
Totally.
Like, it's hard.
So this clip, with it being CWA versus Origin, that'd be the Copenhagen Wolves Academy team. So this is going to be from the European Challenger Series, and with Origin being in there, this is probably like right before they actually qualified to go into the LCS, or I guess now it's the LEC, but I believe at the time it was still EU LCS, which is just wild because like Origin has fallen quite a bit from where they had been around this point, but Origin, the year that they qualified from the Challenger circuit, they actually went to Worlds for that. Like they had a super strong team coming out, and I believe that's the first time that we actually saw Sven on the AD carry, and I can't remember what his name was before he changed that. But it was him and Miffy in the bot lane, and another iconic name, Xpeke, would have been their mid laner for the time, I believe. So
Really?
yeah, there's a lot of big names that came from Origin when they got together and came out of the Challenger series there. So
Around what
Cool.
time would this have been? Like,
probably, I want to say around like 2015, 2016 kind of era. Yeah, I want to say it's around that season 5, 6-ish kind of thing.
Oh, it's insane because it's 2015 EU CS Spring Finals.
what is happening?
I love how this wasn't a
making me
trivia
feel
game, and yet
yeah, I know.
somebody's clearly winning.
Like you get little tidbits here and there, and I mean this is we'll get into this later, but I have points to speak to about this.
Okay, you need to take it away.
Oh god, okay. Alright, so I have a fight in the mid lane where against what team is this? Hold on. Rox versus G2, I think?
Okay, yeah.
This is okay. And I will play the clip now. Wait, it's a few seconds early, so I gotta wait. Hold on. Alright. Hey. Alright, we gotta. Oh, so G2's Nar is TPing in, and then who's that? Olaf goes on, Malzahar ults, and then, oh my god! Roxas Smebs just ulted, and they're gone. The G2 is wiped out. G2 is wiped out immediately. That is literally it.
They're gone.
They're literally gone.
Yeah. I can see
1 second.
this clip in my head.
Oh my goodness. Take it
I know
away.
exactly what this is.
Go ahead, Graeme.
This is at Worlds with the Rox Tigers. They were I think the top seed in Korea in this year that they went out. And everybody had been praising G2. Oh, like the new kids on the block. They take the European teams to such a higher level. And they actually start off with like a pretty decent fight against Rox here. They think that it's going really well. And Smeb on Kennen just comes in from the river and like hits his ult, hits his E, I think, which adds just another proc of the ult on there, and then uses his Hextech Proto Belt and just gets almost an instant quadra kill against the 4 people that are left over there. And like it's amazing to see, and seeing this happen, everyone was just bewildered. It's just like, wait, what?
yeah. I sat here and I was like, they're gone.
And it had been a pretty decent nail biter fight up until that point, and then Smeb just comes in and is just like, nope, later. Once again, and like this was one of those things where it's like, okay, maybe Korea is just still better than the Western teams right now.
Amazing.
Yeah, when I was choosing this clip, I was watching it through a bunch of them, and I just saw this, and everyone just died so quickly that I'm like, oh, this is a keeper for sure.
I'm out here like, oh, they're
so
dead.
Yeah.
I was not I saw the TP in from like the NAR, the other team's NAR, G2's NAR, and I was like, oh, okay, they're turning the fight around. No, it's the other way. It was the other way. I was not expecting it. Oh, they just all died. It was literally like 1 second, and I was like, oh, well, I missed it because they just died.
Yeah, you blink and they're gone. Like, it's wild.
That's why you don't blink
right.
as a caster, right? No blink.
It's true. Yeah,
No,
never.
never.
Yeah, they've
You
got special
sneeze,
headgear.
yeah.
Just, like, hold the eyes open. All right, I guess I got the final clip on here.
Yes,
We've got
sir.
It's a
fight
good one.
between Apex and Cloud9.
Okay.
All right, so we've got a big fight starting in the mid. Okay, Jin's opening up with the ultimate on there. Impact getting low, but transforms into Meganar. Oh, catches the Nidalee out. Nidalee is down. Rumble's running in the backline. Ooh, with the low burn, everybody's so low. And somehow they manage to make it. Oh, but then the equalizer comes in and cuts them off from running away. Oh, this is a nail biter back and forth. We've got a 3-for-3. Oh, there's a quadra kill for Malzahar. Jensen gets it. The pentakill.
Amazing.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good description.
I saw the curtain call in my mind.
Yeah,
I saw them getting low.
Yeah. And then I think Rumble's move is equalizer, right?
Yeah.
Is it Rumble? Yeah. Rumble blocked them off. Yeah. Oh yes, Nidalee died somewhere
Yes,
in
she
there.
did.
And then oh my goodness, it was actually really good.
The malefic visions from Malzahar coming in hot. His E
Oh yes.
out there, the damage over time. That's another thing that's underrated about casters a lot, is knowing the names of all the abilities of like the meta champions in there.
Yeah.
So impactful.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of the moves they do, but I have no idea what they're called half the time, so definitely, yeah. Like, I know the names I don't even know the names for the champs I play, because I just use them. I just know what they do, I never read it.
Yeah, well, especially if you play them, you just like, oh, I'm just
Right?
I'm gonna queue them, guys, and then
Yeah, I'm just gonna queue
else
and
knows what their queue is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Well, that was a fun game.
Yeah, I think we can say
Thanks for doing the legwork
like
there.
unequivocally, like Graeme won that.
Graeme
I was
would be a great
insane.
caster, actually. He sounds so
Everybody
calm
won that.
doing it. He gets every point.
You gotta
Everybody
cast
won
all.
that.
You gotta cast all of the games from now on when we play
It's
League.
true.
All right.
Just
Sounds good.
consistently.
when we play Clash, we'll watch the VODs and I'll cast them.
Okay.
There we go.
Yes. Okay.
Oh man.
Oh man, oh well. Okay, let's slide right on into our main segment then, which is basically the world of esports. And I'm gonna take it off to Roxy to start us off here because you've been to a couple of esports tournaments in person, and I understand Graeme has too.
Yeah, I've been to 2 summer splits. I think they were both summer splits. Maybe one was spring. Went to the one in Vancouver, the one in Toronto. Got to see Cloud9 in both, so that made me really happy because they're basically the team I follow the most. Also got to see CLG. I got a picture with Cloud9 at one of them. That was like highlight of my life, I'm pretty sure. And I feel like it was at I feel like it was at their second prime. Like for me, Cloud9 has had 2 primes. It had like the prime when it was like all the OGs. I'm really blanking right now, but
Balls, Meteos, High,
Thank you.
Sneaky, and
Yeah.
Elimination.
Exactly.
Busting onto the scene.
And then the second one is like, you know, Jensen, Sneaky, Meteos, like Smoothie. I forget the last person. That's bad. Sorry, person. But
Licorice.
yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
I got
but
you.
yeah, so that was one of my highlights. I love watching esports in person. There's just such a like an energy, or even when you can get like 4 or 5 people in a room just watching like the live feed. You just the hype is just so real when it's one of those finals. Especially when it's like a team you've been following for a while and you feel invested. I don't
So
know.
much.
It's such a joy to me.
Yeah, hard agree on that. And I mean, it's one of the things, just like going to any kind of sporting event live is far better than watching it alone at home on your own kind of thing. Like you just feed off of the energy of everybody that's there. Similar kind of thing. I actually went down to Los Angeles to watch the League of Legends finals in 2015. I want to say it was season 5. Got to watch the quarters and the semis on there, and once again, beautiful. Like you get to connect with people that you've never met before. You're never going to meet again, but you have like this common ground and this thing that has brought you together there. And it's just like, oh, cool. Like, how long have you been playing the game? Like, what are some of your favorite players that you've got? Things like that. And it's a very similar thing to like growing up playing hockey or watching football and things like that. You've got this sense of community that nobody else or nothing else really gets you until you have this unifying thing where it's like, oh man, like you cheer for that team? I cheer for that team. Hell yeah, like, let's go.
Yeah.
And like it's just a wonderful thing to see on that.
Yeah, I feel like you said you're a fan of TSM, right? I think you chose a good team for like camaraderie. I don't think there's another like fan base in League that's more like excited about their team.
Yeah.
It's something about TSM also is just very chantable, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wish C9 had the chantable factor, but C9 just there's no chant there, you know. But like TSM,
Yeah.
that's ringing through your head, you know.
Because it's those 3 syllables, you know, you hit it hard.
That's
Yeah,
the
it is.
thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Right? It just hits
True.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's, I mean, the same kind of thing that you have with countries, right? Like when you're cheering at the Olympics or something. Like we're very fortunate. We have Canada. Like it's that 3 syllable
true, that's good, yeah.
repetition thing on there, right? But I mean, like I was very fortunate because I'm super flaky when I'm choosing, or I guess super swayy when I'm choosing new teams. And I started following in season 3 spring, when TSM was one of the big powerhouses. And so it's like, oh, cool, they won. I'm going to choose that as my favorite team. Because I just hop on bandwagons like that, but I stay on those bandwagons. And so, I mean, even though their performance has been a little suboptimal over the past little while, it's something that, like, I now have a team and I now identify with this. And this is something that I'm going to follow and I'm going to stick with it. And I'm going to find other people that also identify with that, and we're just now friends, like, automatically.
Yeah, one thing I really like about esports is how there's a lot more turnover in the teams. I feel like with traditional sports, you kind of have your team set in stone, right? Like they don't add new teams to the league every year. It's like a big deal when they do. Whereas with esports, it's like constantly which teams are the best. Those are the ones that get to perform. And sometimes you can end up with really fun outcomes because of that. I don't know if you remember. Well, I do. I'm pretty sure you remember this, but you remember how Alvis Nox Luna, this Russian team, just came out of left field and did really well one year at Worlds. It's just exciting things like that make esports so dynamic.
Plus, you get to root for an underdog, right? But
Yeah, it was. Go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna transition. So if you got something to say,
Yeah, like Albus Nox Luna, one of the like biggest underdog stories that you've got, because like they were a wild card region team, and they ended up defeating like one of the top seeds in Korea that year, and they became the first wild card team to actually qualify for the knockout stages in World's history, I want to say. And so it's those cool things like that you have this advancement, this change. It is actually moderately similar to something I'm not overly familiar with, but the English Premier League for football, or soccer, depending on how you wish to call it. They also have like a rotating schedule or roster on that. So like you have the teams that are going to be the best of the best, and they're always going to be there. But then if you have a team that does really poorly, they actually get demoted to the lower league, and then another team from their lower league that they have, if they're absolutely rocking it out of the park, they'll get bumped up to play in the Premier League. So like it's really cool to see these parallels that you've got between what people would very canonically recognize as sports and esports that we've got.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a soccer league that did that. That's interesting. I think it keeps things really fresh. Just like, and even, I mean, these are all like team games, right? But if you get into something like Smash Bros, when it's one person playing, I feel like the scene is even more chaotic because essentially anyone can rise up and do well enough to make it to like one of the big championships like Evo. So it's like you just see new faces all the time in the scene. And I think it's just, I don't know, it's just interesting to see the evolution there.
well, and you talk of seeing the evolution, but for me personally, at least, I wasn't aware of a lot of esports and the huge culture that it brought with it for a long time. Even when, I've been playing League for a little bit, and then I just, there's a pro league? It's that kind of question. And then I feel like that was some of the experience for so many other people, especially those who don't play video games, because they see it as like, there's conventional sport, but then you have this industry that, for me at least, popped up out of nowhere. But it's been such an evolution getting it to the places that now where, you look at League and it's making, $1.5 billion in revenue every year just for Worlds.
Wow.
Like, it's insane.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and I mean, I even think, like, when was all of your first discovery of esports? Whether you kind of knew that it was esports at the time or not?
For me, it was a trailer I saw. I think it was a recap of one of the tournaments. There was a guy in a Teemo costume, and there was like a bunch of cosplayers, and then they had the big screen where everybody's it's this big stadium, and everybody's just cheering and screaming, and I was like, what's this?
Nice.
Don't remember what it was
This
for.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go ahead, Eunice.
Oh God, okay. My first one was probably when I was trying to when I got into buying Funko Pops. And there's this League of Legends World's exclusive Funko Pop, which is DJ Sona. And they were selling it only at a specific world. And when I was trying to buy all the League of Legends Funko Pops, I was like, where is this one? Like, where am I supposed to get it? And I, like, searched it up, and it was like Worlds Only, and I was like, yes, that is a thing. I forgot esports is a thing. So that's probably like the first time. And like when they started giving like missions for pick'ems and stuff, it's probably when, cause like, I don't know, I've never had much of an interest in esports. I don't really watch like sports or any esports in general, so that's probably why. But yeah, buying that Funko Pop, I didn't actually buy it because it's over $500.
Oh my goodness.
Because they only made like as many as they sold at the World, right? So
Right.
yeah, it's very expensive now. So I obviously did not buy it, but yeah.
Yeah, I think for me it was also through League. I can't remember how I ran into it, but I remember distinctly watching this clip. It was like, I think Saint Vicious was playing Cho'Gath, and that's honestly all I can remember from it. But I remember seeing him run around on Cho'Gath and being like, wow, this is the coolest thing ever. Like, I don't know, like League ate up my like junior high school years. So, yeah, I dove pretty deeply into the esports, like watching it at that point.
My first was something that I actually didn't realize was esports at the time. And it was like summer of, I want to say 2007, 2008, around there. And I'm flipping through the channels on TV. And there's a Halo 2 tournament that's on TSN.
Really?
And yeah, and I was watching this and I'm like, why is this on TSN? Like, this is dumb. This isn't a sport. and like, that's the thing, right? Like, I mean, look at it now and I'm like, oh man, like those were probably like, if it was made it to TSN, this was probably like a grand final of some tournament or something.
You're just laughing.
Yeah, I'm sitting here as teenage Graeme and I'm like, no, like get the video games off TSN, like I will play video games, not watch them, like blah, blah, blah. But I think that that's a lot of what people see these days, right? Like, you have these giant tournaments and people from the outside view look at them and they're like, no, these are people playing a game. This isn't a sport kind of thing. And it's very fascinating to see kind of the differentiation that people will make between a game and a sport based off of what requirements there are to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It even, for me, it's sort of hard to make the qualification of like, I don't know, because it's hard when you have these sports that have been around for so long that they almost feel like they're just being a part of our culture forever, almost.
Mm-hmm.
And something with like video games, I mean, they change, I'd say, more frequently, and there hasn't been like a history of like a long-lasting video game that's like stood the test of time, right?
Right.
I think we're starting to see video games that are, but I think it's still like interesting, right, to actually make the categories.
Well, yeah, and I don't know that something being static is necessarily like a qualifier. Like, you think about American football, it used to be a lot more like rugby, where you could only pass the ball backwards, and only within the last, like, I'm gonna make this a wide range, but only within the last, I want to say, 100 years, did they say, yes, we can throw the ball forward, right?
But I mean, 100 years is like,
we're talking back to the 1920s, right? But ever since then, you have games that are evolving and they are changing, and there are rules, especially because, like, I won't get too much into it, but like, you think about protections for players who are doing tackle sports, right? Like, there are stipulations that get put into for these games, so I wouldn't say that like you in my mind, anything that is a sport is something that takes incredible amounts of dedication to like perfect your craft, and or you're I can't say you're on a team, because there are so many sports that aren't. And like, you even think about those fighting games, like, you're not on a team.
Right.
Yeah.
But the level you can look at for pro play, like, I'd never get there. Nor will I ever be a professional athlete, right? It's just that big discrepancy that you see.
Yeah. It's actually really cool to see kind of the measures that people take for that, like relating to the level of dedication that you've got to make on here. Have any of you heard of the Wonderlic test at all?
No.
No, sir.
So the Wonderlic test, and this relates kind of to both sports and esports here. Any football fans that are listening right now, American football fans, are going to know the Wonderlic test because it's an aptitude test that people get put through before they go through the draft to be picked, and it's kind of a deciding factor on like if you get above this kind of benchmark on here, then you're a good candidate because you're able to perform under duress and like work in these situations, etc., etc. And when esports kind of started to get traction and people were looking to some of the bigger names like League of Legends and Dota and Street Fighter and Call of Duty and stuff like that, there was this cool series that ESPN did that's the Science of Sports. And they actually invited a guy, Poe Belter, into it, one of the pro League of Legends players at the time. And they had him go through, they hooked him up to like biometrics and stuff and took a look at his body and analyzed his heart rate and eye movements and things like that. Very fascinating clip. But the Wonderlic test is something that they sent him through. And the average NFL player who goes on this test, and this is something that's like well considered in NFL, gets 20 points on the test, 20 out of 50. And Pobelter got 41.
Holy.
On it.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. So what is the test?
Oh, yeah. So it's a series of questions that are like problem solving and situational duress kind of thing on here.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of been standardized by a company, Wonderlic, on here. But yeah, taking a quick look through, it tests your cognitive ability, your personality, and motivation on here. And there's like some examples. I've got it up on here. Some sample questions that you might see on it is, if a piece of rope costs 20 cents per 2 feet, how many feet can you buy for $30? Which of the numbers in this group is the smallest amount? 0.3, 0.08, 1, or 0.33? Stuff like that. And it's a timed test. So it's something that like you have this amount of time to be able to finish all of these questions, and you're going to get judged on it, essentially. I don't know exactly how much time it is. But then, once again, from the page that we've got here, there have been 10 people in the history of the NFL using this as a test who have scored higher than Poe Belter did in this. So, like, you've got similar evaluation methods that you would use for traditional, and I'm going to use that term, traditional, in quotes, athletes that you've got being applied to esports athletes. And you've got just blown out of the water proportions on some abilities, and then vice versa. You're going to have the non-esports people blowing some of the esports candidates out of the water in other activities on there. So it's just kind of neat to see that like there's all of this crossover between it of aptitude and evaluation that you would have.
That's really interesting. I feel like that completely checks out, right? Like, the stress these players are under. I mean, honestly, like, even just being in the stadium and, like, hearing everyone cheering, I think that would throw me off so bad. Because imagine if, like, sometimes the crowd isn't nice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I can distinctly remember watching this one, I think it was, like, EVO 2015, and Hungrybox, who plays Jigglypuff and plays a pretty sort of different strategy where sometimes he'll time out his opponents because Jigglypuff is just so much better like off stage in the air. And the crowd just started booing him. I feel like at other tournament he had like a lobster thrown at him. It's like,
oh my god,
just keeping your cool under such crazy circumstances has to really be commended, I think.
Definitely.
another thing you could think about, like not quite on that line, but is just reaction time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
Like I
Yeah.
marvel at hockey goalies who can have a puck flying at their face and then just be like, and catch it, right? And the same thing goes, like I'm gonna use League because that's what I am most familiar with, but like you see somebody flash onto you and you immediately go like, nope, nope. And like that, it's those split seconds, right? So just that
really
level
matter.
is just something's totally beyond me, but it's so fun to watch.
It is.
Well, and you've got that adrenaline going too, right? Like, first you get that adrenaline as the player, and then seeing everything play out, that adrenaline then spreads to your fans on there too, right? One of my, like, going back to some of the iconic clips that we had from the Cast Blast here, one of the first viral videos that I saw was actually, again, another esport demonstration that I hadn't seen, but it was a Street Fighter one. And I'm sure anybody who has seen this clip is going to recognize it as soon as I'm talking about it. It's two people, final round, playing Chun-Li versus Ken. And the Ken player gets knocked down basically to like a single hit is going to take him out and he's going to lose the match on here. And in Street Fighter, once you land enough strikes or blocks and stuff, you get a combo meter and you can use it to unleash like super powerful, very quick combos that are automated on the attacker's end on there. So you'll get like 14 free hits or something. And this combo starts getting triggered and you hear everybody already starting to cheer, thinking, cool, fight's over, like we get to see the winner on here. And whoever was playing Ken, I want to say his name was Daigo, but I might be getting that wrong, blocks like 8 of the first strikes perfectly, and they're all at varying heights and stuff, and the crowd is just getting louder and louder and louder. And then there's like a brief opening where you can turn it around, and he lands a strike, interrupts the combo, turns it, and ends up winning, and like coming back, and just the cacophony of sound that is coming from these people who are cheering, witnessing this. I don't even play competitive Street Fighter. I very casually play Street Fighter, period. But just seeing that, I wanted to keep watching the clip over and over and over again, because you just get that that liveliness, that joy from everybody who was attending there, except for obviously the person who was playing Chun-Li. Like, you just feel that devastation at the same time.
Well, that sounds intense, actually. I love fighting games, so that sounds epic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, esports can get so intense. Like, I mean, often in I don't know, in Smash Bros is sort of notorious for having like the notorious like controller smash rage quit, right?
Yeah.
It, you know, that adrenaline's running high, right, when you're playing. So
Totally.
anything can happen.
Totally. I mean, especially when there's so much on the line, right? Like, you have fame, you have money in a lot of cases on there, and you've got a reputation, right? So, like,
Right.
a lot of times when you've got a failure like that, there's a risk to fall into obscurity, because like everybody remembers who won, very few people remember who they beat, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well,
And a lot of these players.
No,
oh, sorry,
go
go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say, like, you know, they put so many hours into practicing, and then you have one off day, and or you get on like a losing streak, and then that's it, right? You're just on tilt. It's heartbreaking, really.
well, and that's something that's interesting and another kind of parallel, because you think about like, again, pro athletes, and they'll have their off season where all they're doing is training and training and training. But you have gaming, and like obviously there's the competitive season, but the game is constantly shifting, so you have to be able to keep up with that. And so, from my understanding, a lot of the pro teams, they are in gaming houses, right? And so they're constantly training.
Yeah. It's actually really cool. There have been a couple videos that have been released of like tours of this association's gaming house for League of Legends kind of thing, or like this team's new training facility or something. And you get this like walkthrough of some of these places, and a lot of them can range from there's a bunch of bedrooms and a giant living room that everybody can set their desk up in, and we can be here and we can like talk and strategize. But some of the other places have like entire facilities, and they have gyms that are in there as well, for people to be able to like work on their physical fitness. They've got all unique stations for gaming setups and things like that. You've got like some top of the line equipment, no matter what it may be, whether it's chairs or computer hardware or gym hardware, stuff like that. Like it's phenomenal to see. And I mean, then you've got the camaraderie bond of being with these people so much, right? Like there's a lot to be said about the friends that you had, even friends that you had in school. A lot of the times you're friends with them because you see them 5 days a week for excessive amounts of time on there. And so like you've got that bond and that trust that comes with that of everybody who's on your team and the staff that runs it too. So
Yeah, and they've come such a long ways. I remember seeing some like the first gaming houses, and it was just like a complete mess, right?
Yeah.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of them they just moved to be closer to the league servers so that they could practice better. But I might be wrong about that.
Some places, yeah. A lot of these houses as well will have a place so that they're actually close to the studio. Not necessarily the servers themselves, but I mean, it cuts out that travel time that you have between fielding a team to the studio. I know, and this is going to be, once again, like obscure anecdotes with Graeme, but in season 3 and season 4 of the European League of Legends Championship, their Gambit was a team that didn't actually reside in Germany, where the European League Championship Series was filmed, but they actually still resided in, I believe it was Moscow, but somewhere in Russia. And they would make the commute every week to actually go and be there for the studio. And there were all kinds of things that actually prevented them sometimes from making it there, whether it be like visa issues of actually getting into Germany, or travel issues and actually like leaving and getting on the road and stuff like that, or I guess through the air, what have you. But there would be times when you'd go and you'd be ready to watch Gambit play, and it would be a team of 5 substitutes because they couldn't actually get their team to Germany to be able to play in their match. So that's definitely a benefit that you have with gaming houses, that you now have everybody localized to where you're going to be playing these matches, and you don't have to do that coin flip of, are we going to make it today? Who knows?
Yeah.
That's always quite a time. Oh man. All right. Well, I think we've had a swell conversation, and as we know, there are a plethora of different esports games that exist, and so now that's what we're gonna do as we move on into our rankings for tonight. So, Roxy, why don't you start us off?
All right, will do. My first one is League because League. My second one is Smash. Okay, in all honesty, I feel like League is an amazing esport. It's by far, in my opinion, the best video game to watch. The top-down view makes it really good for a viewer. Even, for example, even my sister, who doesn't play a ton of League, she went to one of the championships with me, and she loved it. Like, she was cheering her head off. Like, it was so much fun. Like, we had such a blast, even though, I mean, because realistically, you see a bunch of people in a team fight, and then there's some people who are dead, right? And that's exciting. So, League is, it's such a good esport, in my opinion. Second one is Smash Bros. Trash talk is great. It's just a really dynamic game. I love watching fighting games. Third one for me is CSGO. Again, it's just hype, and you can get like crazy like 1v5 situations, and you know the match is never really over. The rest are more arbitrary. I haven't watched really any of them in depth as esports, but I've got Rocket League, Fortnite, Dota 2, Rainbow Six, Call of Duty, Overwatch, NBA 2K, and then Hearthstone. I'm just not like a huge fan of watching Hearthstone. That being said, I do watch like Commander matches online, so maybe maybe there's some like leeway there. Uni, why don't you take us away with yours?
Alrighty. Alright, so my number one is League. Because League.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't really watch any esports in general, but since I play League the most, I've actually watched like a few games at least, so yeah, that's number one. And then number two is Smash Bros. Because I like fighting games. Same as Roxy. Yeah, the rest doesn't really matter here, but I'll list them out anyways. After the first two, I haven't watched any, and I also don't play any of these games. So, I got Overwatch, CSGO, Dota 2, NBA 2K, Rocket League, Rainbow Six Siege, Call of Duty, Hearthstone, and then Fortnite. There's really no reason. They just really didn't matter to me, but I don't like watching Fortnite much. I've seen a few things and I just get bored. I don't know. I just get bored, so that's down there. But yeah, they're all like okay. That's why they're all in there in the middle. Who's next? Kitty, you go next.
Okay. Well, I mean, keeping with the theme, League's my first one.
Because League?
Because League, and it's probably the most experience I've had with watching esports in general. Like, I can recall one night, I think it was Halloween a couple of years ago, all we did was watch League esports clips, like, from Worlds. Like, we just spent the entire night. What a way to spend a Halloween. Best time, in my opinion. But it was just like, okay, I can actually kind of understand this. Plus, I have a knowledge base with League, so it was a lot easier to follow. It's like when you're if you're watching a sport, you don't really understand it, like you can appreciate it kind of, but then you listen to your friend who's sitting next to you and they just go, oh my god, and you're just like, right, something happened. Yes. But like I have that with League, so it just makes it a lot more fun with for me anyway. Next one, I had Fortnite just because of its availability. I think Fortnite's everywhere right now. And it's, it's free to play, and just seeing the amount of people that are just going into the competitive scene is just insane. Afterwards, I had Smash Bros. Because that's a pretty classic one. I don't know any of the moves or the characters very well, so that's a little bit lower. Then we go into Rocket League. And then we have the list of things that make me dizzy when I watch. So, CSGO, Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch, it's first person. I can appreciate it. And it's something you would definitely not see anywhere, like in traditional sport. Like, I can't imagine getting a first person view. In traditional sport, which is cool, but, So we keep moving, and then we had Dota 2, Hearthstone, just because not incredibly interested, and then NBA 2K for the reason if I'm gonna watch basketball, I'm probably gonna watch it
like actual
basketball.
I'm not sure NBA 2K is like I've just never played
basketball
it, so
game.
Not really sure exactly what's happening in that one. So.
But Graeme, I'm very curious to hear yours.
Sure. So I feel like we've already reached our consensus of League of Legends being our favorite on here. I have League of Legends at the top. It's the game that I've played for the longest on here and have the most friendship memories based around a video game with. So it's definitely at the top. Then I've actually got Overwatch next on there. I haven't really played much Overwatch, the game itself, but watching the actual league is quite enjoyable. And two of my favorite casters actually left League of Legends to go and cast Overwatch, so that kind of prompted me to watch it and get some exposure to that there. Then I've got Dota 2. very similar to League on that. So an enjoyable thing and fairly easy to pick up with the Knowledge Foundation. Then I've got Counter-Strike. Tons of fun to play it. I'm terrible at it, but like I can definitely respect it.
Too.
Then I've got Smash Bros. I've spent like a ton of hours playing Smash Bros. Just with friends, and it's super fun. But I've very rarely actually watched anything professional level with it. After Smash Bros, I've got Hearthstone. Enjoyable game, decent. I've got Rocket League because like it's fun to watch cars trying to hit giant soccer balls. And then my final ones, I've got Rainbow Six, Call of Duty, Fortnite, and NBA 2K as the final ones because I really don't have exposure to their scene on that, and I've never I've played Call of Duty once again with friends, but like again terrible. I'm very bad at it, so don't even bother on it.
Can I just say, how awesome would it be if there was actually a real life version of Rocket League? Like, can we get a stadium and a bunch of beat up old cars?
That's terrifying.
That
That's
would
terrifying.
Yeah,
Oh,
that would be so exhilarating until the other car was there.
Yeah.
Until you die, yeah.
Yeah, I like low key though. I want to say that there's something similar to that, not rocket propelled vehicles, but like people playing soccer. Either I want to say it's with bicycles or motorized vehicles like that. Like there is a thing out there, super dangerous, super impressive.
I've heard of playing polo with bikes instead of horses, but not quite that.
No.
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, I don't know that there's much discussion on Atapa. I think Graeme already summarized it. Are we all comfortable with League for this?
League of Legends.
Yes.
I think League
yes,
of Legends
I am.
is the favorite that we've got.
This episode has pumped me up. Like, I want to watch some League clips after this.
Absolutely.
So that you can look at the cleanse, look at the moves.
Yeah, look at the class.
Yeah, look at the cleanse.
Now, I don't know. I'm a little torn about what to do at the bottom because it seems like nobody really hates something at the bottom. And I would say hates is just like not the fave. It's more of just lack of exposure. So I mean, this is unprecedented, but I'm gonna say we don't pick a bottom. I don't know that there is any.
Fine, yeah. There really isn't because we don't know much about
And if
them.
you've got good content that we should be watching to educate ourselves about it, leave it in the comments.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Great idea.
Please do that to us.
Okay. Well, I mean, we have it. League's queen.
Yeah, yes, this is true.
League is queen. Heard it here first.
Exactly. Yeah. Totally the first ones.
Sure.
And that's our show for tonight. Thank you, Nonsense Gamers, for joining in on our conversation. Be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and we will see you next week with new episodes every Saturday. Boop!
Boop.
Boop, boop.
Boop! Hey!
That's a wrap.
Ooh. There you go, Esports.
I love esports.